What's up, guys? Welcome to the Forge Gaming. I'm Judah, and I'm here with Troy as always.
Go Stros. Go Stros.
We're recording this on the eve of Game 1. Didn't go so well, but the series is young.
Go Rockets.
And if you haven't noticed where we're from yet, take a wild guess.
Yeah. Dallas.
So this is episode, I want to say 12.
I have no idea. I have no idea what episode this is.
I don't know. I usually try to keep track, but last week we did our first part of our Destiny 2 review in progress. Each new update, we're going to kind of update that and just kind of go along with that. But this week is Troy's turn to present the topic. So Troy, what do you got for us?
Okay, so we all know what's going on with the, I guess for lack of a better term, because I'm from the hood, beef between the issues that are going on between the developers for Fortnite and PUBG.
Right.
Seems like Fortnite stole like their entire game.
The whole game, yeah.
The entire game, and added it to their game. And so the question is it okay? Is it right for developers to take away gameplay styles and ideas from other developers' games?
Okay. It's a good point, seeing as how, this has been... Well, PUBG came out, a couple months before Fortnite, right?
Yeah, it came out.
But Fortnite didn't even originally launch with this new Battle Royale mode.
No, it's new.
And now, we're not going
It's new.
to... First of all, PUBG is not the first Battle Royale game, so we're not going to sit here and act like they had this original idea that Fortnite came and stole.
Yeah, like H1Z1.
Yeah,
and
there's
some other
plenty of
games
them out there.
that did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on for years, but I personally think it's a little jacked up, not just for moral reasons, but just because I like to see some originality. I would compare it to the fact that every single one of the Call of Duty developers now are doing zombies, whereas it used to just be Black Ops thing, Treyarch. But now, Sledgehammer's going to do it. Infinity Ward just did it in their last game. I would much rather see some originality, and I know Fortnite has, its differences from PUBG, and in a lot of ways I know that, at least from what I've heard, Fortnite does a lot of things better than PUBG, but I don't know. I would rather have two really good different games than the same game with different art styles and weapons. I don't feel like I'm getting anything new. And for the moral compass in me, it seems kind of jacked up to go and say, well, hey, this is working out for those guys. Let's not make it all subtle. And, you have a minute or 30 seconds or whatever in this little social space where you can't do anything. Then you get in a plane or a bus in Fortnite and you drop down into the space, you start looting rooms and you get weapons and the map starts shrinking. It's literally the exact same thing.
Yeah.
There's some aspects or some, scenarios where games have their similarities. You can make similarities to Titanfall and Black Ops, or Black Ops 3. But that's just different key components of it. But this literally seems like copy-paste with their game, just right onto it. So, I'm not a fan. I know that they're both good games, but in my opinion, I would rather have two different games and have them both be good than, like I said, just slap on the same thing onto their game. So, that's what I think.
All right. I'm gonna disagree with you here. Mm-hmm. You have your reasons, and that's fine.
My right
but
reasons, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I would have to say that if it weren't for developers stealing ideas or taking ideas from other developers for their games, we would be missing out on some incredible games to this day. Yeah, let's take for instance Overwatch. Overwatch is just about a straight up rip off of Team Fortress. They are virtually the same thing.
It's expanded.
It's expanded. They took it and made it better, But they definitely, and it was asked by the developers at Blizzard, hey, were you looking at Team Fortress whenever you made this game? And they were like, well, of course. I mean, they were like, we looked at that game, but we did our own thing. But we all know the truth. We all know what they did. They were all sitting there playing Team Fortress, and they were like, "Hey, we should totally make a game like this, but add this and add that and add this and add that."
Yeah.
And that's basically what they did with Fortnite. Fortnite is, in a whole lot of sense, it is basically everything. Fortnite Battle Royale, whatever you want to call it, Royale. Is, they basically do the same thing that PUBG does, but they do implement their own style of things into it. Well, they did rip it off.
In this instance, between these two games we're talking about, there are very few and far between differences.
Yeah, there's very few. Yeah.
Also, this is this is my personal opinion, but there is a major time frame difference between Team Fortress and Overwatch.
Yeah, there is.
Whereas PUBG just got popular a couple months ago, and Fortnite immediately decided to cash in on their idea.
Yeah, I mean, you can also argue. Oh my gosh, what is the name of that game?
Which one? What? Explain it to me.
Battleborn.
Oh,
Battleborn,
rest in peace.
which was coming out at the same time as
but those
came out.
both. They I don't feel like they had enough time to steal from each other. Fortnite didn't launch as a game just like PUBG. If they both launched at the same time and they just happen to be, very similar, that's one thing. But Fortnite added a mode into it that was literally taking everything from PUBG and throwing it into their game.
I will say this. There are enough similarities in Overwatch and Battleborn to where it's like somebody knew. I don't know who got the idea from what, but somebody was stealing ideas, bro.
It's possible that they were both. They could have both been looking at Team Fortress.
I mean, they could have both been looking at Team Fortress, but there's no way that they come up like some of their characters are like very similar.
Yeah.
And the style and some of the different types of game modes that they added to it, but like, It feels like somebody stole something from somebody.
Yeah, but see, I don't feel like just because they took key features and made it good. Like, I understand Overwatch is a great game, but you don't have to necessarily steal a game's concept in order to make a good game. I mean, I remember being a little bit frustrated with Black Ops 3 whenever it first came out, because in a lot of ways they ripped a whole lot of stuff off Destiny.
Oh yeah.
I mean, half of the I don't even know what the supercharged in Destiny is. I don't know what the abilities are in Black Ops 3. It's been forever, but like the super abilities are almost identical. You get the slam, you get the bow and arrow, you got the golden gun. It's like I was kind of frustrated. I was like, I understand that you want to implement this stuff, but it's not subtle enough to think that it's anything original. Like we have all these dev teams that are making all this crazy money. Make your own ideas. They have the resources to do it, but they look in the gaming community and say, okay, what's popular, what's working, and then let's cash in on that. Now, financially and in a business aspect, yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
I can't argue that at all. But it's
all right. I got another example for you where basically stealing ideas, technically just about straight up worked.
Technically just about straight up.
Technically just about. All right. Technically just about.
All over the line. It's like you were trying to remember what you were talking about, but you were trying to delay until you remembered it.
So, Dead Rising. Dead Rising I didn't even play 4. I mostly played 2 more than anything else. But you got Dead Rising 3 over there. I think I played that more than you did.
You know
and
what,
that's your copy of it.
Yeah, it's mine. But see, here's the thing. This game came out. What year did this come out? Was it a launch game?
Yeah, that was a launch game. That was a launch game.
This was a launch game, and I bought it. And for months and now years, Troy has told me that he's going to buy it so we could play through the co-op. And I kept saying, yeah, that would be really cool whenever we do that. And Troy proceeded to just never buy it, and in turn, I never played it again.
My bad.
Anyways,
you look at Dead Rising and what they did with that game, and then you look at Dead Island. Now, the only thing is that, I mean, of course it's still zombies, and zombies is just open. Anybody can.
One's third person.
I know one's third person, one's first person, but sorry, not Dead Island. Dying Light. Sorry, Dying Light.
Okay.
Dying Light has They basically, in a sense, stole. I mean, if it's first person compared to third person, I get that. But the idea of Dying Light and the only differences between Dying Light and Dead Rising is third person, first person, silly, more serious.
Yeah.
Those are like the only differences. Like as far as taking weapons and combining them with other things and creating all kinds of crazy, ridiculous weapons and stuff like that. Dead Rising 3 gets a little overboard with it, and they're a little more silly with it. But where do you think I'm gonna say Dead Island, Dying Light.
Yeah.
You know, originally.
In circumstances like that, I don't mind taking different aspects of it because I mean neither of those games were the original one to do that. Crafting in games has been a thing forever. I mean, if we want to track back zombies, what was that first Night of the Living Dead or whatever movie that came out? I mean, everything came from something, and taking certain aspects and building on it is one thing. But whenever I look at a situation like Fortnite to PUBG, I'm like, this isn't you pick and choose a couple of things you like and put it in your game. This is take the whole freaking thing and just paste it onto your game.
Yeah. Well,
there's no originality whatsoever.
Okay. My thing is that
notice how Troy notices he's losing this fight here.
Notice that I'm losing. I've played Fortnite Battle Royale. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
The idea of it, that they stole from the developers at PUBG that created PUBG. It's a great idea. It's excellent. Yeah. I've yet to play PUBG yet. I'm not gonna buy either game until I get a chance to play both of them. But if Fortnite, if I go and play PUBG and I play Fortnite, and I feel like Fortnite did it better than PUBG, then I'm all about developers stealing games, stealing ideas. I'm all about it.
But I mean, that's the thing is, like I said, from a business aspect, yeah, it makes perfect sense. But
as a gamer, it makes perfect sense too.
I'll be honest.
Don't you want the better game?
I will be honest. It makes me lose respect for the developer.
How does it make you lose respect?
There's no originality. They did not create a game. They did not make a game. Okay? They're a developer that just painted a picture.
It's an add-on.
But it's entirely ripped off of PUBG.
It's an entirely ripped off add-on.
They did not create anything.
They didn't. No,
they're game creators that didn't create anything.
Yeah.
They copied. That was their job. They copy and pasted.
They made their game better.
Okay, but still, I mean, I understand.
Fortnite was a decent game at launch. People actually paid for it, even though it's coming out for free later on.
And I understand it can be a good game. I'm not arguing that at all.
And they made a good game better. They added an aspect to the game that made it better.
They did not add any aspects.
They did add. They added.
They added onto their own game, yes, but they did not add anything of their own. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Look. Here's the thing. If they do it better than what PUBG is, and I mean, we want you guys' opinions.
Yeah.
If you think, if you played both,
super out of focus. There you go.
If any of you guys out there played both, I know there's some PC players out there. I haven't bought it on PC. My PC could probably run it, but if you guys have played it out there, let us know in the comments section. What game do you think is better? Do you think that PUBG is better whenever it comes to the Battle Royale thing, or do you think Fortnite does it better? Yep. Let us know in the comments section. I've just played Fortnite. Judas watched me play. We've watched a ton of gameplay, but watching gameplay does not compare to actually playing a game.
Sure. Yeah. I think I got my point across for the most part. So.
Your point didn't make it all the way across. Your point was like it's sitting in the middle of the street about to get hit by a car.
No, I think
you actually just got run over by 18-wheeler right now. Your point didn't make it across at all.
You didn't even make it onto the road.
No, I don't need to get on the road, bro. I'm there. I was already there. I don't need to cross.
You're the chicken that crossed the road?
I'm not the chicken that crossed the road. Call me chicken.
Look, I understand a game that's good is good. That's basically what your statement is. I'm just looking at it from an aspect of, just like I was disappointed in Infinity Ward for abandoning Extinction, which we're probably going to go and play after this. And I really liked it, but they were like, well, you know what? Zombies is working for them, so let's just abandon our own ideas and just get on what's popular. And for them, you know what? It didn't work.
No, it didn't.
So
I mean, it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
It's hit and miss.
So
because if it wasn't for stealing ideas, we wouldn't have games like Skyrim and
Yeah.
007 and even Call of Duty. You know, you look at Doom with the first-person shooter, and all of a sudden, you know, other developers were like, "Hey, let's do something like that." You know, and now we're here, and there's way too many games.
And it's not just it's certainly not just video games either. I mean, movies do this. Freaking, I've read books that do this. There's a reason why the word cliche exists, is because there's a lot of movie cliches. Freaking action stars walking away from an explosion without looking at it. You know, there's things that are taken from everything, and everything grows and compounds.
Last one. And this is gonna get you. This is gonna get you right here. I know this is gonna get you. Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim, total Power Rangers ripoff. Giant machines to fight monsters. Or what do you call them? Kaiju, whatever they're called.
I wouldn't compare that to this particular situation because they stole a lot from it, but the main storyline is nothing alike.
Well, the main storyline is nothing alike, and that's what I'm saying. Take the storyline away because there's no storyline to Fortnite or PUBG.
Well, yeah.
There's like absolutely zero story.
But if that is a part of a movie, then you have to include.
But they were like, hey, we're gonna have people inside of robots.
Isn't that inside of like some parts of Power Rangers though? Whereas that's the entire concept of Pacific Rim.
It's the best part of Power Rangers.
Well, yeah, but it's not the whole thing.
I mean, that's basically what Fortnite did. They're like, just gonna add this concept of this game to our game.
Not necessarily. What you're describing would be more like if Fortnite came out first and then PUBG was like, hey, let's make our version of that part of it. But
I mean, it's still stealing.
Look, there's a story there though. You can't compare that because you can't act like the story doesn't matter.
No, but I'm talking about the main attraction for it.
Yeah, I mean,
what puts butts in seats for Pacific Rim isn't necessarily the story.
Yeah.
It's the fact that giant robots, people are inside giant robots, fighting giant monsters, and that's what got all of us to watch Power Rangers.
I totally don't.
You take the Megazord out of Power Rangers and all their Zords, and like it doesn't blow up.
It's just a bunch of teenagers.
It's just a bunch of teenagers running down in spandex, like getting hit and exploding. It didn't make any sense.
And not dying.
Not dying because no Power Rangers don't die.
They get destroyed.
And also, the bad guys don't attack at night. They only attack during the day when they're in school.
Just like a Pacific Rim. All right. Well, Troy, that's about all I got. So, you want to send us out?
Yes. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe to get more content from the Forge Gaming. We are trying to put more content out there for you guys and gameplays. We'll try and get some live streams out there for you guys, and also make sure if you comment in this video, you will be entered into a contest to win. What were we calling it again? Gaming fuel package that we will send to you to your house. So you guys make sure you hit that like button and comment. Let us know what you think, and we will see you guys online. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.